Alright, so now when you place a redstone torch at the bottom, you have an awesome secret hidden armory. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Damien, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Build series. A series where I tried to build my very own Minecraft modern mansion, as well as add in my own redstone creations to it. Now before we get started with this episode, I do want to mention that since you guys enjoyed the last episode so much, I will try to do this twice a week in addition to my redstone house showcases, which is on the weekend. Okay, so I got a lot of awesome suggestions from my last video, and I'm going to try to implement some of those in today's design. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started. Now the first thing I do want to show you guys is, yes, I did add in the button on the inside for our redstone door, and if you guys remember, I built this in the end of the last episode. As you can see, it works quite well, and you could go ahead and just hit the button to close it again. And a lot of you told me to add the button on the inside, but I actually did that after I kind of finished recording because it wasn't too much of a big deal. So as you can see, we basically have our button over here with some redstone going towards our piston, and that same piston can be activated over here or over here. And yeah, so I basically hide it just like that, and now we have the button on the inside as well as the outside. And to actually make this look a little bit better, let's go ahead and just grab ourselves an item frame, because you can't really see it when it's on this particular block. So item frame, I believe, is on the bottom. Here we go. And now we could go ahead and just place it onto the wall. And I think it looks a little bit better. Maybe we could add some banners or something to make it look colorful. Let's go ahead and just grab ourselves a banner, and maybe, I guess, light blue. Let's go ahead and just pick light blue. So also guys, someone else commented that I should try adding light blue and light gray as the colors for my house, in addition to the quartz, because it looks kind of good, as well as someone else said to add in maybe lapis because it looks good with quartz. So maybe I'll add those in just a bit. But yeah, so here we are in our hallway. We added in our banners to our buttons. They look pretty interesting. And yeah, let's go ahead and test out the floor with the light blue as well as the light gray. And I don't think that will look too good, but it does not hurt to try. Alright, so I made a few modifications, and I decided to put dark wool as well as light gray wool on the floor and not have carpets. That way I could have it kind of seamlessly connect to our front door, except of course our sand, which I could replace with gravel later on. But yeah, I put a jukebox in the middle because I think it looks pretty interesting, and it also could fill our entire house with awesome music. And maybe in the future I'll add in a secret room or something, but at the moment that is sort of like a placeholder. So another cool idea that you guys had was to add in glowstone to the bottom of our waterfall. So let's go ahead and do that. I want to add it to the bottom mainly because I don't want anyone to see that there's glowstone in here, but also I just want the lighting to be going through the water, if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So there we go guys, we have our glowstone now in our waterfall. It does not look too different, but I'm pretty sure at nighttime, or when I add a roof to my house, it's gonna add in a lot of lighting. So let's go ahead and check that out guys. Look at this, we do have a lot of decent lighting on the interior, and in the exterior you can see the waterfall pretty clearly, and it looks quite nice. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome design and a pretty awesome suggestion to add into the map. Now when I was building the map, I did add in this stone area right over here around the doorway. I'm not sure why, but one of you guys commented that I should change the side of the building to stone as well, so it suits the front of the building. I thought it was a pretty logical idea, so let's go ahead and replace this and see how it looks. Alright, so that looks a whole lot better, and it definitely suits the house. Now, I know at the moment there's a lot of white and a lot of gray that's in the house, but I will be upgrading that and adding in different decorations, so don't worry about how the colors look at the moment, just focus on the structure. Now, speaking of the structure, I need to add in the roof, and I don't think I'm going to add in a second floor, so let's go ahead and just connect the top wall. I believe we have enough headroom to add in whatever we like, so yeah, this is basically enough. Alright, so there we go, we have our roof. It looks pretty plain, but let's try to add in some more stone. Now, I'm completely just gonna do this random, so let's just quickly try to maybe add in some stone on the side, and maybe add in 2 layers. I'm not sure just yet. Can we go ahead and just pull this back? I do not want this part of the building there. So we could add in like a kind of 2 by 2 thick side of the wall, which is going to act as a thing that you wrap around the building. I don't know, I'll show you guys in just a second, but basically I just want to bring back my wall over here and not make it connect. Okay, so that's what we have on the side of the house. Let's go ahead and try to wrap it around the roof, and I would essentially do that by just adding in blocks over here. And, okay, so let's just go ahead and do this. I'm not sure how this is gonna look, guys. Do not judge me at the moment. Come on. Alright, so that looks pretty weird. It does not really look that good. Maybe if we add in this section over here, I think it will look a lot better. Maybe if we bring it out even more and try to outline that kind of curved section of the building, because I know a lot of modern houses has this kind of L shape that's kind of built into the building itself. So yeah, maybe that will make it look a little bit better. And yeah, I think it looks a little bit better. Alright, so I'm not too good with designing roofs, so if you guys have any suggestions, leave it in the comment section down below. But at the moment, I think I'll be adding an AC unit or several units depending on how it looks. And I think that looks pretty interesting, and let's try adding in some solar panels. I think some solar panels will make the house look decent. And why does it look like that when I right click on it? That looks pretty weird. Okay, so I've never really used the daylight sensors before, but I think they make the house look, of course, more modern. Now, I actually want to kind of make windows on the top of our house to add in natural lighting, so maybe I should hold off on decorating the roof until I finish the interior, because I don't know which one of these things I'll have to break. And one thing I can do, and I know for sure I'm not going to change, is the area above here. And we could add in maybe some gravel, or excuse me, grass, and plant some plants up here. And I've seen a lot of modern buildings like that, and I've always been a fan of it because it just adds in the floral decorations with the modern design, and I just quite like it. Alright, so that is the building so far. Let's go ahead and decorate the interior first by blocking off all of these walls and making it kind of private. Alright, there we go, guys. We have like a 4 high block ceiling, which is going to give us a lot of room to add in whatever we like. And it's getting quite dark in here, so maybe we should implement some glowstone pretty quick. Alright, so there we go. We blocked off our house. We have our 2-door area leading into our kitchen / living room, as well as a place leading into our bedroom, and then our bathroom is right over here. Okay, so what I need to get is some more glowstone. Let's go ahead and just pick those up. Where are you, glowstone? Ooh, block of emerald. That looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and just grab ourselves sea lanterns, which are also very useful. And we could use this with the glowstone if I could find it. The textures are all off. Alright, so there we go. I found my glowstone. Let's go ahead and begin decorating our bathroom. And let's just add that in for lighting. And what I want to do here is maybe add in our block of emeralds for the floor of our bathroom. And possibly add in glass or stained glass as the divider between your shower and your you know, of course, bathroom itself. So let's go ahead and just break that. There we go. So it's like a cloudy glass, so it's not like completely see-through, because you don't want people to watch you naked in the shower. Unless you're into that stuff, I'm not gonna judge you. There we go. And then add in that little area. So it's like a little section of the building that you could kind of bathe and shower in. And maybe we could add in a redstone door. That way we don't have to have the water splashing out. Alright, so what else do we need in our bathroom? I know for sure we need a trip hook as well as a lever to kind of simulate that water. And possibly in the future we'll add in a completely functional waterfall, which is yet again why I said I don't want to add too much stuff to the top of the building, because we could add in a lot of redstone that's kind of coming in from the back and from the top. So we have our lever. Let's go ahead and just turn it upside down, or possibly add in a trip hook. I'm not sure. I think the trip hook looks a little bit better, but in the future we're going to be adding in the lever. That way it's an actual working waterfall. Alright, so in the bathroom we need a toilet, of course, and I believe we do this by adding in a cauldron with water and then putting a trapdoor on the top, I believe. Oh god, no. Oh gosh, that did not work out. Okay, let's go ahead and take away that water. Come over here, man. There we go. And add in that water. Okay, so now we have a wooden door at the top, and I think that's a toilet. I don't know. I'll have to look up some designs, guys, because I'm not good at building bathrooms in particular. And maybe yet again we could add in a redstone toilet. I think FedEx Gaming had a pretty good design. I could possibly try to do that one. I'm quite a fan of his redstone toilet designs. Alright, so for the room, we do have a place to maybe add some paintings or maybe a mirror. And to add a mirror, we could go ahead and just use some ice. So let's go ahead and just grab ourselves packed ice and then place it right over here. There we go. And oh, okay, cool. We already have our glowstone over there, so we can have like our kind of mirror over here, which is what our packed ice is, and then glowstone at the top, which is our lighting, and then we could add in another block at the bottom. Alright, so I added in note blocks at the bottom, packed ice in the middle, and glowstone at the top. Also, I shifted the door so it's in the middle of the room. That way when you walk in, you have your shower to the left, your mirror to the right, as well as you have your toilet over here. And actually, maybe I could bring this forward. That way it looks like an actual mirror and it's not like right in your face. So it's like more spacious and three-dimensional, I would say. Alright, so I want to add in some more designs into this area of the map. And I know designing the bathroom probably isn't the most fun thing to do, but it's something that we have to do, and it's possibly the easiest part of the building to decorate. So yeah, I'm just doing it because it's easy. Alright, so one more thing I want to add into the bathroom is possibly creating a skylight over here, and I would just knock off these blocks, replace it with glass, and then maybe add in something else at the top so you could kind of look out and see an awesome structure. Okay, so here we go. We have some clear glass this time so you could clearly see out the building. And then what I want to do is actually grab our block of quartz and make an outline of the house. So I'm going to start right over here, and as we wrap it around, I'll just see how it looks. There we go, guys. Our outline is complete. And now we could go ahead and decorate this however we like. So what I want to do is grab some oak leaves and then place the oak leaves kind of going over the map itself. So I guess I would just like randomly place this down. That way it looks like vines kind of growing over the area itself. So yeah, I quite like that design because it just adds in a lot of floral decorations with the actual map itself. And from the top, it does not look that good, but from the interior is where we're going to be living. It looks pretty neat. So let's go ahead and walk back over here. As you can see, yeah, that looks pretty awesome. I could possibly change up the patterns and whatnot to find the best one that suits the area. But now this glowstone is kind of useless except when it's nighttime. Alright, so yeah, that's our bathroom. Let's go ahead and grab a door and then place that door down. So maybe add in this modern door right over here. Alright, so there we go, the completion of our bathroom. It has this little area over here to put toilet paper as well. In the future, I will take your suggestions and possibly add it into the bathroom and add another redstone. But at the moment, I think that looks fairly good. Alright guys, so before I end the video, I of course have to add in my redstone creation. And today's redstone creation is gonna be the hidden armory. And this is gonna be quite simple, so you guys can follow along if you want. Let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, you need a 3x7 area. Once you have that, you place down a sticky piston right over here, another one facing up, destroy the block at the bottom. Then we could go ahead and place down our slime blocks at the top, 6 of them to be exact. There we go. And once you have that, you place down a redstone repeater over here with the maximum amount of ticks, an obsidian block over here, another redstone repeater at the top, another block, and connect that using some redstone. Once we have that, guys, we need to place a block for the wall, which is going to be quartz. And then we could go ahead and activate it using a redstone torch. And once we have that, guys, you can see that now we have like a hidden door at the side or the back of our wall. All we need to do now is add in our armory itself, and you would do this by placing some furnace blocks at the bottom just so you don't see through the actual structure itself. Once you have that, you can go ahead and just, place it all around, and then place some chests at the top. One thing I do want to mention is that you of course have to place blocks that's not movable by our slime blocks, and you could go ahead and just do what I'm doing right over here. And then maybe add in a furnace on the right side as well as an ender chest. So there we go, guys. We have a bunch of chests, a furnace as well as an ender chest. And you can go ahead and possibly place some crafting tables at the back of this. So basically what you need to do is just kind of shift and right click. There we go, to add in our crafting tables. And it looks quite nice. And now from the interior, we will have this whole area kind of hidden from the general public. So there we go, guys, our armory. Now we need to add in the switch. And to do that, we basically just need to build up the wall over here, break this block, then add in our sticky piston at the bottom, facing up. There we go. And also add in one facing the bottom. So let's go ahead and just do that. There we go. Then add in a redstone block right over here. break the block at the bottom, add in 2 more redstone repeaters going towards an obsidian block, and on top of the obsidian block, or actually we need to place a regular block over here with a bit of redstone at the top, and then place the obsidian block right next to our piston. Our piston will extend and allow us to do our flip switch, or whatever you call that, and as you can see, it now works and it breaks our torch, and now we can apply the signal towards our actual piston structure. So what you want to do here is basically place down a sticky piston facing up, as well as maybe break this block over here, place a block of quartz at the top of that block, then I believe a redstone repeater over here, then another block of quartz, and there we go. So let's go ahead and just place that over there. So hopefully you guys are following me. I'm not really too sure how to explain this. And once you have that, just add in the redstone. So as you can see, I basically added in another redstone repeater, a block over here that's going to power our piston, push forward our redstone block, and then power our structure. And let's go ahead and try this out, shall we? So hopefully it works. There we go. And we're missing one thing, and that's going to be the block over here. So I think we actually need to place the redstone repeater up there. So let's go ahead and try this. There we go. And yes, it works, guys. There we go. We can go ahead and now block off this entire area and add in our glass back into our map, and maybe add in a torch because it's super dark in here. There we go. Awesome. And okay, so let's just go ahead and just fix the wall over here. And now whenever we take a redstone torch and place it at the bottom right, we have an awesome secret hidden armory. Of course, we can make a room around this and kind of complete the structure. But there we go, guys. We have our awesome redstone invention added into the map. In addition to our front door, we're on a roll right now, and hopefully at the end of every episode, we could add in an awesome new structure. So guys, if you have any ideas that you want to see me add into the building, definitely comment that down below. It could be a design or possibly a redstone creation. It doesn't really matter. I will try to implement it into the map, and of course make this series a lot better as each episode kind of carries on. Anyways, guys, that basically wraps up today's episode of our Let's Build series. If you enjoyed it, please take 1 second to smack that like button. Also, if you want to see more of my videos or the last episode, click on the annotations on your screens or in the playlist link below in the description. This was Twiistz, and I'll see you later.